Rose, what kind of work do you enjoy the most?
Nick, I enjoy my job at the office because I work with a friendly team and helpful colleagues.
That sounds nice. Do you get along well with your boss and manager?
Yes, the manager is kind, and the director is very professional. They respect every employee and worker in the company.
Good leaders make a big difference. In my career, I once had an employer who treated staff badly, and many people left.
That's sad. Right now, I feel lucky because my partner at work supports me, and my secretary and assistant help with daily tasks.
What about your friends? I heard your brother is an engineer, and your cousin is a lawyer.
That's right. My uncle is a doctor, and my aunt is a nurse. I even have a neighbor who is a teacher, and her husband is a professor.
Wow, so many jobs in your family. My father is a driver, and my grandfather was a farmer.
My friend is a builder, and her partner is an architect. They often work with a designer on new houses.
I also know a scientist who studies plants, and an artist who paints portraits.
That's interesting. Last month, I met an actor at the theater, a cleaner at the cinema, and a waiter and waitress at a restaurant.
Don't forget the cook and the chef. They prepare delicious food, and everyone appreciates them.
True. My cousin is an accountant, my neighbor is a banker, and one of my old classmates became a politician.
That shows how many different jobs exist in the world. Each career has its own role and responsibility.
Yes, Nick. No matter if you are a worker, a manager, or a teacher, every job is important for society.
Rose, do you prefer working in a small shop or in a big company?
I think I prefer a company. A shop or store is nice, but a large firm or factory offers more career opportunities.
True. The business world is wide. Every industry needs people to complete projects, run programs, and finish tasks.
Yes. And every worker has a duty, a role, and a responsibility.
Have you ever applied for a new position?
Yes, I once had an interview. I sent my application with my resume and CV. After training, I got the job.
That's good. Did you ever get a promotion?
Not yet, but my boss told me it might happen soon if I keep improving.
In my last company, I was part of a committee. The chairman led meetings about corporate strategy and financial plans.
That sounds important. In my department, we work in small divisions, and every colleague depends on teamwork.
I once attended a commercial conference where business leaders discussed employment and consumer needs.
Yes, business is not only about selling products. It is also about people, leadership, and responsibility.
Exactly, Rose. A successful business grows when it respects workers, managers, and consumers equally. Rose, how often do you attend a meeting at your office?
Almost every week, Nick. Sometimes it is a small meeting, and sometimes it is a big conference with presentations.
Do you usually have a deadline after the presentation?
Yes, we often get a schedule with clear dates. Every task must be finished on time, and we must submit a report.
That sounds strict. How do you prepare your documents?
I usually organize every file and folder. I keep my papers in order, with each page numbered.
Good idea. I also use a notepad and a diary to write notes. My calendar helps me remember meetings.
On my desk, I always keep a book, some pens and pencils, and a stapler with clips.
Do you still send letters?
Sometimes. I put the letter in an envelope, but mostly I use email or an office card with my ID and badge.
Yes. Digital communication is faster, but we still need keys and locks to keep documents safe.
That's true. At the last meeting, I had to describe our project in detail.
Did you also design a chart or display for the discussion?
Yes, I did. The manager told me to emphasize the most important points.
That's great, Rose. Clear description and emphasis always make an office presentation successful. Rose, do you think leadership is the most important skill in a company?
Yes, Nick. A good leader guides the team. Executives, seniors, and superiors must create a clear strategy.
I agree. Every project needs an objective and a priority. Otherwise, workers get confused.
True. Managers often prepare proposals, follow regulations, and remind us of our obligations and responsibilities.
Do you get a salary every month on time?
Yes, but sometimes I work extra shifts. The finance department always reviews payment carefully.
That's good. Do you think about retirement yet?
Not really, but some employees register early for retirement plans. Institutions often provide insurance.
My uncle works in investment. He studies financial markets, stocks, and statistics.
That sounds serious. I know a banker who helps people with transactions like transfers and withdrawals.
Companies must also manage property and supplies. Expanding business often requires exports and new branches.
Exactly. Some firms extend into international trade to grow, while others retain their local market.
Do you think experience makes someone an expert?
Yes, Nick. But even experts must review, investigate, and confirm results to remain successful.
Rose, what is the most difficult challenge you face at work?
Sometimes I feel stressed when tasks affect my personal life. I must depend on my colleagues to share the load.
Yes, teamwork matters. A good boss can direct the crew, but if managers dismiss workers unfairly, morale drops.
True. Last year, my firm had to distribute staff into new divisions. It was hard to engage everyone equally.
I once worked in a company where the employer did not allow flexible hours. It caused concern for many employees.
That's not acceptable. Companies should confirm new policies and explain them clearly.
Did you ever reject an offer?
Yes, I once rejected a job because the role seemed difficult and the salary was too low.
I understand. Every decision needs effort. Sometimes we must discover new opportunities to grow.
Exactly. Every discovery teaches us something. Even failure can provide experience and emphasize the need to improve.
You're right, Rose. In the end, challenges help us gain confidence and handle future responsibilities better. Rose. Yesterday, our office hosted an architecture exhibition. It was amazing to see classical designs and modern engineering models together.
That sounds great, Nick. I attended a similar program in July. The description was brief, but the presentation included every detail.
Did they cite examples from history?
Yes, the chairman even cast a vote to highlight the best discovery. It was delightful.
Haha. Once I gave a speech and felt embarrassed because I forgot my notes.
Don't worry. Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes dirt on the floor or mud on shoes can be more embarrassing.
True. I once leaned on a wall and nearly fell. My colleague joked that I might explode with laughter.
That's humorous. Our team often shares jokes. It makes the atmosphere pleasant and easy.
Do you think competition between companies is always sensible?
Not always. Some competitors behave carelessly, and neither side wins. Still, a fair victory is always celebrated.
I read an article about a revolution in farming. It said even a euro or a pound invested in organic food can contribute to reducing poverty.
That's realistic. Environmental change affects everyone, from a farmer to a princess in her palace.
Wow, that's a contrast. Sometimes life feels like a toy in the hands of fate.
True. But overall, personal effort matters most. Within yourself lies the spirit to pursue goals until you succeed.
Well said, Rose. Our ending may be different, but if we remain strong, work hard, and stay wise, the sum of our efforts will bring success.
Yes, Nick. Every ordinary day at work can still be brilliant if we handle it with thought, care, and humor.
Rose, after a long day at the office, do you prefer a hot bath or just a brief shower?
A bath is relaxing. Sometimes I even add cream to soften my skin. What about you?
I usually just take a quick shower, then eat a small bite before bed.
That sounds typical. Yesterday, my female colleague invited me to go dancing, but I was too tired.
I understand. I sometimes like to float in the pool during summer. It makes me forget the massive problems at work.
That's nice. My uncle plays the organ at church, and he says music gives him energy.
I believe that. Once I tried skiing on a steep hill, but I fell into the sand at the bottom.
Haha, that's funny. I once used a tape recorder to practice English, but the wheel inside broke.
Technology can be silly sometimes. Do you think guns and wars still affect ordinary people?
Yes, Nick, sadly. But I try to focus on pleasant things. I look at the stars, and yours is always the first voice I remember from our talks.
That's kind, Rose. Life is somewhat crazy, but with patience and effort, we can still find comfort and victory.
Exactly. Even difficult moments can teach us to be sensible, careful, and grateful. That is the best ending for every day.